And what's good, everyone? Welcome back once again here to Behind the Arc Basketball, second game part of the doubleheader today. As I covered a great game earlier today between Texas and Villanova, winning that game by 4. As we welcome you guys back for the next one here. Number 20 ranked Kentucky taking on Georgia Tech. Both of these teams starting out the season struggling out in this one, but we'll see how this goes today. As hopefully, it should be a good game in store for this one. As Kentucky, they just need some more sharp shooting from the outside. As that's what's really struggling. Is just their team just hasn't been able to hit down the 3-point shots. It's been rough for the triples from the perimeter. They were up by 13 back on Tuesday night in the Champions Classic against against Kansas, but Kansas able to come back in that one and win the game 65-62. So we'll start off very shortly between these two teams today. What's good here? Appreciate you guys for stopping on by. Let's see what we got in the chat right now. Chris the Kid, Evan, GA Prod, welcome back here. Behind the Arc fan, appreciate it, man, for stopping on by once again. Hope all is well, brother. Brady Ty, Missouri with a big W today over Wichita State. Landon's back in here as well. Brady going with Georgia Tech. He actually has to pull off the upset for this one. Georgia Tech 0-2, both losses to mid-majors. They lost in 4 overtimes on opening night to Georgia State, 123-120. Then they lost by 10 against Mercer as well, 83-73. And we'll be tipping off this one, looks like, in about 4 minutes or so. So we'll stand by for this game. We're just waiting for Xavier versus Cincinnati, the final of this one, as they're under a minute left to go between these two teams currently. Armando, what's good here, man, for stopping them by? Who would I choose, Curry or LeBron? I will pick LeBron right there. Yeah, Kentucky's going to fall out of the top 25. So, yes, they will be falling out of the top 25 come Monday at noontime, it looks like. But I'm going to predict Kentucky in this one. They just need players to step up big time. They're just, as far as Kentucky, they're going to get better and better, I feel like, throughout the course of the season here. Isaiah Jackson had a statement game defensively against Kansas, though. Kept his team right into the game. 12 rebounds, 8 blocks. He had 12 blocks as a team against Kansas. And it's been the defense that's carried the team. Now they just need offense for Kentucky. That's the thing. Devin Askew, he's been lacking confidence as a starting point guard. Been really struggling so far to start off the season. And Terrence Clark and Brandon Boston, both of them are 0 for 19 from 3-point range so far through the first 3 games, shooting for the 2 5-stars. So that will be huge for them if Brandon Boston and Terrence Clark can finally be able to break out in these games or so this season. As we will see, but appreciate it all for stopping by. If you guys are new, hit the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I'll be covering play-by-play here today on Behind the Arc Basketball. Yeah, Landon puts out, imagine if Kentucky makes their 3-pointers and the defense plays like they are. Going to be dangerous for sure, man. It's all they have to do, drain down triples and also hit free throw shots, build that up as well. Yeah, I agree. Davion Mintz should be starting over Askew. Askew reclassified, and he's only 18 years old, so really, really young for Askew. I would think that Mintz, as the senior in the team, he's a grad transfer. He used to play for Creighton, but for him being one of the vets on the team, him and Olivier Sarr, I think that Mintz would be getting the start over there. What are the teams that I expect to be in the top 25? To enter into the top 25 this coming week? I would probably go with Marquette and Oklahoma State. So, Oklahoma State beat Marquette earlier in the week, and then Marquette just won against Wisconsin on Friday. Those two, I feel like, should enter the top 25. And then also St. Louis and San Diego State. We're going to have to monitor other games. I know Michigan is playing a game right now. Michigan fell out of the top 25. Michigan up by 6, though, 40-34 against UCF. So Michigan struggled against Oakland in that game. But So I think Kentucky's probably going to fall out, it looks like, as this game's about over before I get to call Kentucky, Georgia Tech. It's Xavier versus Cincinnati right now to the final seconds. But Xavier probably going to get the W. Hey, what's good, Browley? Appreciate it, man, for stopping by. He's got Georgia Tech in this one for his prediction, 78-72. Brian, welcome to the stream, man. Kentucky will be a threat come March for sure, man. They basically have, like, nobody back for the roster, and they basically They brought in the #1 ranked recruiting class for Kentucky. So, am I announcing any games tomorrow? No, I won't be announcing any games tomorrow. I don't think there's anything good for tomorrow. So I'll be back on Tuesday, UNC Iowa, and then Illinois Duke. So those are the 2 games I'll have on Tuesday. If Kentucky falls to the top 25, then this can really affect people who want to declare for the 2021 NBA draft. It's still really early. That's the thing, though, with B.J. Boston, Terrence Clark, similar to Cole Anthony, Behind the Arc fan puts out. It's only a week and a half into the season or so, so we have to see how the cumulative product comes along the court throughout the entirety of this season. So now we're into December, then we go into January, February, into March. We're gonna just have to see how everything just pieces together or so throughout the season. How would I have reacted if Kobe had played for Golden State back then? It would have been different because he wanted to play for a historic franchise like the Lakers or so. Totally would have had a different feel to it. So yeah, we're gonna tip off this game in just a couple moments from now. Georgia Tech going in the gold uniforms for this one, as they are 0-2 this season. They have an upperclassman roster here that they brought back. 3 seniors in the starting 5, 1 junior with Michael DeVoe, and then a sophomore with Rodney Howard in the starting 5. Kentucky going in the blue uniforms for this one, as we're about to get ready to tip this one off in just a moment here, folks. If you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play here, basketball. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball, everybody. Really appreciate y'all for being a part here, as we're going to get rolling right now into this game. Kentucky about to tip this one off, going up against Georgia Tech. And this game's actually not even on ESPN right now, because Xavier Cincinnati running a little bit late behind schedule right now. So it's actually, I found it over on ESPN3, where they have it currently. No game will be shown due to copyright. It's only play-by-play that I have. So I call the game like it's the radio call, so it's only play-by-play due to copyright. Yeah, Georgia Tech's that one college that you always forget. They're in the Power 5 conference. As we just tipped it off. Same goes as Wake Forest, I feel like, as Kentucky has the basketball first. Takes it past the half-court logo. Kentucky goes right to left onto the court here. At the top of the key, ball into the hands of Terrence Clark now, as the Wildcats have it first. Slides it over to the left wing into the hands of Boston, as Brandon Boston's going to dribble now left baseline. As he drives inside, Boston puts it up. No good. Ball tipped around. Rebound by Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets with their first possession, 30 seconds through right now as they take it past half court. They have it now at the top of the key for the Yellow Jackets. Moves it over to the left wing perimeter, bounce pass into the hands here of Moses Wright as he has it top of the free throw circle. Hands this one over for Georgia Tech now into the hands of Michael DeVoe. DeVoe has the basketball, bounce pass to the left elbow over to Howard as he backs his way into the post as he is guarded by Sarr. Howard floats it up, and that's not even close. Air ball right there, and it gets rebounded by Kentucky. Second possession now for the Wildcats. Kentucky moves it at the top of the key into the hands of Terrence Clark. Puts it now to Boston. Shovels it right past out to Askew, as he has at the top of the free throw circle. Moves it back over to Boston once again. Kentucky still with it. 16 on the shot clock. 18:49 left to go as they're going to move it inside. No good. And it gets tipped around. The rebound back to Georgia Tech. Welcome to the stream, man. Mark, man. Appreciate it, bud, for stopping on by. Georgia Tech with it. If you guys enjoy what they do, I cover play-by-play basketball games here, college basketball games, also NBA games, and Behind the Arc basketball. Still scoreless, a minute and a half through this one. Georgia Tech took the jumper, no good off the mark. Rebound back to Kentucky as the Wildcats have their third possession of the game. Bounce pass inside, and Kentucky gave it away. Isaiah Jackson tried to pass it to the left corner, nobody there, and Georgia Tech stole the basketball. Georgia Tech has it around the perimeter. DeVoe. Bounce passes, he gets fed off the basketball once again. DeVoe drives inside and floats it up, and that one no good. Too high off the backboard. Rebound back to Kentucky. Kentucky pass inside, drive into the lane, and they're going to turn it over. Olivier Sarr had it right into the lane, got stripped of the basketball, and that's a turnover for Kentucky. 18 minutes remain right now in the first half as Georgia Tech's going to get back the ball. And by the way, Xavier and Cincinnati, this game has just gone final, everyone. So Xavier has won 77-69. So finally, I'll be able to call the game off the TV. I'm calling it off of a laptop right now, waiting for this one to get onto my TV screen. Georgia Tech drive inside, and that's good by Bubba Parham for 2. So we get the first bucket of the game right now. 2-zip to score, Georgia Tech. 17:40 left to go in the first half. Kentucky just needs to start hitting some of their shots here as they just pass it around the perimeter. Now they drive inside, and Georgia Tech's defense swarms and gets the steal with the basketball. Here goes the Yellow Jackets right back on transition as they go to the cup, and they get another one as that one's good for 2. 4-zip the score. Let's get 17-10 left to go in the first half. Kentucky now has it at the left baseline, floats it out to the right corner perimeter for the Wildcats as they're going to take a 3, and that's up, and that's actually going to be good. They count it as a deep 2, though, so it's 4-2 to score. Georgia Tech had it inside. It's no good on the quick shot. Rebound, Kentucky. Kentucky has it right back. So they move it around the perimeter once again. They're going to take another 3, and that one going knocking it down right there from the outside. The first one was a deep 2, actually. So his foot was right on the line. So 5-4 Kentucky. Brandon Boston finally hit a 3-point shot. That's his first one of the season right there, as the clock will stop with 16:12 left to go. So here we go. Finally, I have it on the screen right now. Yeah, Xavier 6-0, beating a pretty solid Cincinnati team. I like to see the top of the conference for the American actually is really solid. Houston, Memphis has been a little bit disappointing, but SMU could be a team that breaks out and makes the tournament this year. Really, yeah, and DJ gone. Really interesting matchup right now as Georgia Tech has the basketball, 16 minutes left to go. They have it at the top of the free throw circle for the Yellow Jackets. Drive inside as they're going to go for the hook shot. No good. Isaiah Jackson had it, but Georgia Tech going to get it back at the baseline, but they step out of bounds with it. Number 5, Moses Wright, stepped out of bounds, turned over Georgia Tech. And Kentucky will get back the ball here with 15:50 left to go in the first half. If you're new on the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell as well, everybody, as I cover play-by-play basketball here. College basketball, also NBA and behind the arc basketball. As you guys are awesome. Incredible stream we got going on right now. Feel free to let me know down in the chat who you got in this one. If you're going for Kentucky, type in BBN. If you're going for Georgia Tech, type in GT over here up on the chat. That's awesome, GA Prod. You had your last football game yesterday. Hope everything went well right there. Armando, he was supposed to start football and basketball on Monday. It got postponed. Sorry to hear that, man, due to the new stay-at-home order. Yeah, we've been having like a lot of stuff with a new stay-at-home order. We have travel restrictions all over the place where I'm from. Christian, what's good here? What's my opinion about Louisville? They're looking really good right now. Playing great team basketball without Malik Williams, as he's still injured, and then also Samuel Williamson's out. They're playing great basketball so far for Louisville. And Carly Jones, an absolute beast. Great transfer pickup for sure. Ty feels like St. Louis and Richmond going to be a very good tournament buds here for the A-10. Yes, both of them look really impressive so far. I'm digging St. Louis. St. Louis beat LSU without 2 of their starters, and they look just really solid so far. They put up over 100 points on the board yesterday against Arkansas Pine Bluff. I can't show the actual game due to copyright laws. It's play-by-play only, as it would get a copyright violation. Can't do that. Miranda, what's good here? Appreciate for stopping them by. Will Kentucky get a win? I predicted that Kentucky would win this one. My prediction is 68-62. But we'll see as time goes out throughout this game so far. Taking a look, first box score of the game on the timeout. 15:48 left to go. Brandon Boston leads the scoring. He's got 3 points off of his first 3-point make of the season. And then 2 points so far by Terrence Clark. So the 2 five-stars here on the board for Kentucky. For Georgia Tech, Moses Wright, Bubba Parham, both with 2 points so far. Yes, so yeah, those will get two bids into the tournament for the A-10. They're gonna get more, I feel like, because there's teams that's how early they've performed, like how well these teams have performed early on in the conference. It's been impressive so far from the A-10. So St. Louis, Richmond, both of these teams right now look like if they keep it up, they're gonna be locks at some point into the tournament, and then after that, they should be able to find a third team, possibly. In there, St. Bonaventure, Rhode Island, we'll see how it comes out. 4 teams from the A-10 still haven't even played so far this season in that grouping. St. Bonaventure is one of them, same as UMass. Who do I think will win the national championship? I'm going with Gonzaga right now. Gonzaga looks really good to start off the season. Yeah, Missouri on the roll for sure. They're doing things special as we're back in here after the timeout. Gene, welcome on the stream here. Appreciate it for stopping them by. No game will be shown due to copyright. If you guys enjoy the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. We're back to action. Kentucky with it. As they pass it inside, Olivier Sarr put it up. Shot gets blocked by Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets now with the basketball. 15:30 left to go. Yes, I went to college for communication, Markman, and I actually got a degree in radio, so that's my full-time job. I work as a production director for radio. Georgia Tech has it inside, and they're going to put it up. That's good for 2 in the post. Moses Wright for 2, and Yellow Jackets take the lead here, 6-5. We have 15-17 left to go in the first half. There was also a foul to that, too, a late foul call by the refs. That's Kentucky's second personal as a team of the game. Brandon Boston with 1 personal so far. Kentucky just picked up a second one as the clock will stop here with 15-17. So that's going to lead to 1 free throw coming up at the line by Georgia Tech. That one is up and that one is good. So Yellow Jackets extend it here. 7-5 to score. 15-10 left to go. Yes. Oh, yeah. Louisville as well should be in the top 25 because they've been on a roll so far this season. There's a lot of teams definitely deserving in there. Louisville, Oklahoma State, Marquette. And I agree with St. Louis, too. San Diego State as well. It's going to be at some points. Welcome in Timo here. Christian, appreciate it, man, for stopping on by. Yes, Providence and URI are my top 2 favorite college basketball teams. I'm from Massachusetts, by the way, so not too far away from Providence, Rhode Island, like 15 minutes down the road. 14:50 left to go. Georgia Tech by 2. They have the basketball as well. At the top of the key, Moses Wright hands this one over as they drive inside, puts it up, and Georgia Tech going to get called for the foul. They pushed off right there in a dribble drive into the lane. So offensive foul by Jose Alvarado here for Georgia Tech, and Kentucky going to have it right back. So yes, second stream of the day, by the way, today. I covered great game earlier today. Texas Tech against Villanova. Road to 10K indeed. Vegas, my man. Appreciate it, bud, for stopping on by. We'll keep you guys updated on the timeouts, box scores of college basketball, box scores of the NFL as well, and what's going on. I'm a huge Patriots fan, so I was tuning into the game before this stream today. Huge New England sports fan. Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins. Kentucky has it, trailing by 2. They pass it over to the right corner perimeter. Dish out to the right wing into the hands now of Davion Mintz at the free throw circle as he bounce passes it back over to Jackson. Moves it over to the top. They pass it inside. That ball gets deflected, and Georgia Tech comes up with a steal. The ball got deflected and went off the backboard. Georgia Tech has it back. At the top of the key. Moves it over to Alvarado here. Bounce pass to the right baseline. It's over to Moses Wright as he is guarded by Sarr. Backs his way in there. As Wright going to go turnaround jumper. He hits it over Sarr for 2. And that will be a bucket right there. And there's also a foul as well. Late call once again. The refs say Olivier Sarr picks up the foul, guarding Moses Wright on the turnaround jumper. And Wright will go to the line and shoot 1. If you're new here on the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well, guys, as I cover play-by-play here basketball on Behind the Arc Basketball. 1 free throw coming up by Moses Wright. Yeah, really rough start, man, to Kentucky right now. That free throw is up, and that one is good. Georgia Tech has been disappointing as well to start off this season. And this is another upperclassman type of team. So just like how they played against Richmond last week, where Richmond had 4 seniors in the starting 5, this Georgia Tech team, once again, 3 seniors in the starting 5. They returned basically like almost all their starters. They have 4 starters that they returned from last season here. It's just Georgia Tech got upset in their first 2 games. Kentucky with the ball right back around the perimeter, and we get a quick foul call. It's going to be on Georgia Tech here as the clock will stop. Second personal by Moses Wright today. Yeah, hopefully, my man Ty, we are on a roll here. The NBA stuff, people love the NBA streams, so those streams got me like a good amount of subs through those games, especially the playoffs. Kentucky takes the 3. That one's no good off the mark. They get a big rebound there by Isaiah Jackson. Wildcats set it up again. Clark takes the 3 right corner, knocks it down. Terrence Clark, perimeter triple right there, puts it to a 2-point game. 13.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Georgia Tech by 2. They have it at the top of the free throw circle. Hands it off and right there drives inside. That's a big block underneath the save a potential layup, as that one was huge underneath. Isaiah Jackson picking up where he left off on Tuesday against Kansas. Kentucky had it. We have a foul call picked up by Georgia Tech on the court here. Clock will stop with 13:21. Yeah, Patriots looking good, man. That is awesome, my man Vegas. That's great. Great start. Hey, what's good, Salvador Martinez? Appreciate the bud for stopping on by here. Ian, welcome in here once again. Yeah, Ian, a Rams fan. Not looking too good right now, I guess, against the Cardinals. So, Kentucky going to shoot 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. Scott, welcome on board. I'm from Massachusetts. First free throw, that's up, that's good. 10-9 to score. Over 70 people watching the stream now. Really appreciate it all for being a part here. If you're new to the channel, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play of college basketball games, NBA games here as well. Next stream will be Tuesday night. Iowa against UNC, and then back-to-back doubleheader Tuesday night. Illinois against Duke as well right after that one. Second free throw, no good as Jackson missed it, rattled out, and Kentucky tried to save it at the baseline, couldn't get it, he stepped out of bounds. So Georgia Tech will have the basketball coming up here, 13:21 left to go. Leading scorer for Kentucky right now, Terrence Clark, he's got 6 points. He made a corner triple a couple moments ago. 3 points by Brandon Boston so far. Georgia Tech has it, top of the key for the Yellow Jackets. At the left wing perimeter. As they dribble, and there's going to be another foul picked up by Georgia Tech around the perimeter. That's an offensive foul there for Georgia Tech. It goes right back over to Kentucky with 13:06 left to go. Yeah, behind the arc fan, what's another insane buzzer beater? Duke against UNC last year. Such a fun game to call. Who did I pick to win Kentucky against Louisville on the 26th? I'm going to go Kentucky right now for that one, if I had to predict. I think it's going to gel together eventually here. Bounce pass inside, ball gets tipped, but they're going to get the basketball back over to Askew. Kentucky has it. They're going to take a 3. Mints, top of the key, no good off the mark. Fight for the rebound as a rebounding foul will be called, and it's going to be on Georgia Tech. So, 5th team foul here by the Yellow Jackets picked up right now. 12:44 left to go. Appreciate Scott, out from Louisville. Welcome onto the channel, man. Alex Dude, welcome back here as well. Yeah, tragic loss for your Longhorns today, Jackson. Hopefully, they'll be able to rebound, man. I thought that they could have pulled it out in that one. Kentucky has it. 10 on the shot clock as we got 12:30 left to go. Askew, bounce pass to the right corner. Lance Ware moves it back over to Askew. 3 on the shot clock, floats it up mid-range as Devin Askew, no good off the back rim. Rebound back to Georgia Tech now in transition. They're going to float it up too high off the backboard. Just poor shot selection there. They had numbers, and that one was just well off the mark, no good. Kentucky has it right back. Terrence Clark, the leading scorer, with 6. Pass over to Askew as he dribbles to the free throw circle. Back over to Clark here. They're just, right now, as they drive inside, they're just struggling with the basketball here to generate any good possessions, and we got 12 minutes left to go as another foul call picked up in the post by Georgia Tech here. So clock will stop. 12:01 left to go. Hey, welcome to the stream, Connor. Can't show the game due to copyright violations here. 12:01 left to go. It's going to be 2 free throws coming up by Lance Ware at the free throw line for Kentucky. I'm a Providence and URI fan, Scott. First free throw, that's up, that's good. Yeah, feel free to let me know who you got in this one, everybody. Type in the chat who you got in this one, Kentucky or Georgia Tech. Lance Ware going to the free throw line. Second shot coming up here for Kentucky. And he hits that one. Hey, what's good, Raptor? Welcome back, man, onto the stream. No problem, bud. It's going to take Kentucky in this one by 11. 11:50 left to go in the first half. I predicted Kentucky in this game, 68-62. They have it at the top of the free throw circle for Georgia Tech. Into the hands of Jordan Usher here with the ball. As he has it into the post, floats it up, no good. Rebound, Kentucky. It's their defense that's going to keep them into this game all day for the Wildcats. Kentucky has it now. Top of the key with Terrence Clark. Moves it over to the left wing to Dante Allen, back over to Clark. Passes outside to Mintz, and they're going to float it up over into the lane there to Ware, and Ware couldn't control it. Ball's on the ground. Body scramble for, and Georgia Tech comes up with a steal here in the backcourt. Yellow Jackets have the basketball here, so they'll take it past the half-court logo. They're going to jack up a deep 3, top of the key. That one is well short, no good. And Kentucky gets the ball right back. This has been a rough game so far. Shots just aren't falling right down. I am from Massachusetts, by the way, Scott. Kentucky has it, top of the key, over to Terrence Clark. He's going to set it up right here. Clark now with the ball, 10:50 left to go in the first half. Moves it over to the left elbow. Jacob Toppin into the game for the first time today. Pass over to Dante Allen. We get a foul here. It's going to be offensive by Kentucky as the clock stops. And Georgia Tech will have the basketball coming back. So 10:50 left to go in the first half in this one right now. Going to move on to another timeout here. If you guys enjoy the stream, make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play here. Basketball cannot shoot a game due to copyright. Says that clearly up at the top there in red. No TV will be shown due to copyright. Play-by-play only here. But I cover play-by-play here. College basketball games, also NBA games. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball. So feel free to join the sports community here and be a part. Let's see here. Christian puts out, who do you think's best rivals in college basketball? Yeah, Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Louisville. Those are the top ones for college basketball I can think of. UCLA, USC, that's another good one as well. Texas Tech, Texas. Missouri, Kansas, that's another one. So right now we're just on a timeout currently in this one. Welcome in, Danny J. Glad to have you back on the stream here. Yeah, it's been rough so far once again in this game. Both of these teams shooting the ball really low from the floor. Just a grind so far today. Gonzaga fan, welcome on board. Absolute grind here to start off this game. Kentucky +8 on the boards, 13-5. Georgia Tech's just jacking up perimeter shots, and they're not even close so far. And as well as Kentucky, they just have been turning over the basketball quite a bit, like a lot so far in this game. 8 total turnovers. Georgia Tech's been scrappy, able to pickpocket the basketball loose. And right now we're on a timeout, 11-10, and we're almost to the halfway point of the first half. So we take a look at some of the scores going on right now. Xavier able to hold on in the big rivalry game, 77-69 today against Cincinnati. Michigan up against UCF, 58-41 currently in that game. Oregon State leads Wyoming, 57-49. Oklahoma up against TCU, 53-46 the score there. And Texas A&M leads against UT Rio Grande Valley, 52-41. So, let's see what we got here. Chicago Bulls, what's good here, man, on the stream? What happened to my other channel, Final Year Football? I decided just to do basketball. The football channel just never grew, so I just decided to keep it just to basketball here. And I enjoy covering basketball like more than football, in my opinion, too. By the way, we'll take a look at the NFL scoreboard right now. See what we got going on. Patriots up against the Chargers, looking good here, 14-0. Packers lead the Eagles 7-3, and Seahawks up against the Giants 3-0 going on right now. Impressive victory today by Cleveland over Tennessee, 41-35. Just Cleveland here trying to punch their ticket right into the playoffs with a crazy 2020 that we have done. 7-7 to score with the Cardinals and the Rams going on right now too in the NFL. Gonzaga fan going to predict here Kentucky 68-59. Your likes for this one. Hey, thanks so much, Scott. Really appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah, for sure, Christian. I think we're going to see so much improvements from what we see right now at late November. Now it's early December to what we get in March for Kentucky. We're going to see so much improvements. Yep, Behind the Arc fan remembers 2019. Yeah, I remember that. 10K, crazy. I remember the lowest tickets were $2,500. The game that Zion Shoe blew up like 30 seconds through. We're back into it. 11-10 to score. Georgia Tech with the inbound. They're going to take a quick shot from the perimeter. That one's no good. And rebound back to Kentucky. Wildcats have it. 10-20 left to go in the first half. Davion Mintz with the basketball at the left corner perimeter here. He's going to shoot the three. It's up. No good off the back rim. Tipped up. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kentucky again. So Georgia Tech has the ball right back, and once again, they are 2 for 5 today from the perimeter. They hit 2 early shots, though, from the outside with Brandon Boston and Terrence Clark, the two 5-stars. Yeah, Brown's up 38-7. So impressive, man, how they're up by that. 4 touchdown passes by Baker at the half. Georgia Tech with the ball right back. This game has been a grind halfway through the first half now, and we only got 21 combined points. Yellow Jackets now with the basketball, as they are just out of rhythm, same as Kentucky. Usher, right baseline jumper, as he has got one right there for 2 by Georgia Tech. Yeah, the Jets almost won. Henry Ruggs able to seal it for the Raiders today in a huge touchdown catch. Kentucky now with the ball as they have it top of the key. Hands it over now into the hands of Vasquez as he floats it over to the right wing, and they're going to go entry pass, and the ball gets picked off there. Georgia Tech with an interception. Pass up the court, and the Yellow Jackets lay it up and in. Points off of turnovers there. That's the 9th total turnover of the game for Kentucky, and it's going to lead to a quick timeout taken right now by Coach Cal. Kyle Sturdivant, the transfer from USC, able to get the layup in transition. Yeah, Xavier 6-0, so they get their first victory against like an actual opponent today against in-city rival Cincinnati. Still not sold on Xavier being like an NCAA tournament team because they have played, they won 3 close games against mid-majors, so that's the thing. Yeah, Missouri looks really good so far. Ty right now on another timeout here. Georgetown, that's a shocker. Up by 2 at the half against West Virginia. This is a Georgetown team that just lost earlier in the week against Navy. So, we'll keep you guys posted on that. We take a look, scoreboard updates. By the way, San Diego State is getting destroyed right now against Pepperdine. 34-20, Pepperdine leads San Diego State. So, we'll keep you guys posted. Georgetown up at the half, 34-32 against West Virginia. So, it's been a season of upsets. That is one thing for sure. And we have seen them so far this year. Oklahoma taking on TCU, and Oklahoma leads at 55-48 with about 6 minutes remaining. Do I think Kansas is overrated? Yes. They are definitely not a number 7 team ranking right now. Definitely not at number 7 in the rankings as far as how I see them. As we are right back into it, they barely beat North Dakota State yesterday. Kentucky has the basketball after the timeout. Right corner 3. They take it, they make it. Terrence Clark. Second perimeter corner triple the game, he sinks it. Actually, they're gonna give him a 2 right there. That appeared to be a 3, but his foot was on the line, so they give him a 2. It's 14-13. 9 minutes left to go. Hey, Chris the Kid, welcome in, man. No problem, bud. Glad to have you back on the stream here. Georgia Tech with the basketball, top of the free throw circle. So they have it into the hands of Jose Alvarado. Passes at the left wing perimeter. Low scoring game in this one. As Alvarado going to take the 3, that's from the outside and sinks it down. So it's a 4-point Georgia Tech lead. Kentucky has it right back. Moves it over to the right baseline. Pass back outside here as they will drive inside Mintz. Moves it back over to Clark. Takes another 3, sinks it. They found it. Perimeter triple right there from the outside at the right wing. That's his second perimeter triple, perfect 2 for 2. Also hit a deep 2. His foot was on the line, so that's why they counted it a deep 2. It's a 1-point game. Terrence Clark, the go-to so far. Leading the way in the scoring, he's got 8 for the Wildcats. Georgia Tech jumper, no good off the mark. Rebound back to Kentucky here as they push tempo. Mintz slides over to the right wing. Askew, he was open, instead decided not to take it. Almost lost it on the bounce pass there. Able to find Clark, though. Entry pass over to Sarr. Turnaround jumper, got it. Now they're cruising right now for Kentucky, pushing it up in transition, able to get buckets right now, and able to score a couple big jumpers lately as Kentucky takes the lead by 1. Is Baylor the most complete team in college basketball? I would go with Gonzaga. Gonzaga at 1 and then Baylor at number 2. Georgia Tech, bounce pass inside, they're going to throw it down with a 2-handed flush by Moses Wright. Yellow Jackets recapture the lead, 19-18. Coach Cal made adjustments after the timeout here. Kentucky has it. Askew slides it over to the right wing into the hands of Mintz. Pass over to the left corner. Terrence Clark dribbles now, takes the jumper, left elbow, knocks it down. He is red hot right now by Terrence Clark. Looking solid as Kentucky captures the lead once again. 13 points so far by Clark. If you're new in the stream, folks, 80 people watching now, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play here at Basketball and Behind the Arc Basketball. Yeah, Devin Askew's just lacking confidence here. That's the only thing. That's a big steal, though. It was deflected, went into Askew's hands. Nice decision. Pass up the court over to Davion Mintz, and lays it up in transition. That was a positive right there by Askew. Timeout taken by Josh Pastner of Georgia Tech. 6:49 left to go in this one. Huge pickoff move right there as Kentucky was able to pick off the entry pass, deflect it into the key, and then go in transition. and get the layup by Davion Mintz. So Kentucky right now, Terrence Clark indeed on fire for this one, Landon. Kentucky in charge. So they lead it by 3 here, so we're on the timeout. Do I think Askew should run the point or BJ Boston? Yeah, I would definitely go for Boston. Even Davion Mintz could start at point guard over Askew. It's just Askew's confidence. He's really young. He's only 18 years old, so it's going to take a lot of building up to do for him. Or so he had an open 3 that he could have taken, but he decided not to, and he almost cost him he instead decided to bounce pass it a couple of plays ago over to Terrence Clark, and he was lucky that wasn't stolen by Georgia Tech. So by the way, quick scoreboard update. TCU is on an 8-zip run. They have taken the lead against Oklahoma 56-55 at Fort Worth in that game. So that's a couple of box scores going on right now. Michigan leads Central Florida 67-61. And then also West Virginia is taking on Georgetown at the half. Georgetown leads 34-32. Pepperdine up against San Diego State 34-20. Do I think Rocket Watts is overrated? I would go with no there. Rocket Watts is a bucket. Rocket Watts carried his team to the W against Duke earlier this week. So yeah, no streams I plan on covering tomorrow, but I'll be back once again on Tuesday, doubleheader, so feel free to stop on by for that. I'm going to have Iowa versus North Carolina, and then also Duke against Illinois. So if you guys enjoy college basketball here, feel free to be a part of the community. Make sure to spike the thumbs up. If you enjoy the stream, hit the subscribe as well, as we're building up a big community here in Behind the Arc Basketball. Really appreciate all for being a part here. Let me know down in the chat who you got as well. If you're going Kentucky, type in BBN down in the chat below. If you're going Georgia Tech, you can type in GT down in the chat below. But the difference maker so far in this game, it's Terrence Clark so far from the outside, as Kentucky has found their three-point man here, the 5-star from Brewster Academy. Terrence Clark looking solid, 5 for 6 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the perimeter, hitting from the right corner both times. He leads the way with 13, looking solid so far today. Rest of the team here, BJ Boston has 3, and the rest of the team has 2 points each between Sar, Lance Ware, and Davion Mintz so far. Thanks so much for the sub, Mark, man. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, so glad too, Christian. It's awesome. NBA is starting up really soon as well. A lot of Kentucky fans out here for sure onto the stream. DeYilk, welcome onto the stream here. Same as Ronald. So right now on the timeout, we're going to get right back into it. 6:36 left to go in the first half. Kentucky by 3. Great adjustments made by Coach Cal after the timeout that they were able to get on quite a bit of a run. Do I think LaMelo Ball will win Rookie of the Year? I'm probably going to go Anthony Edwards right now for Rookie of the Year. As we get back into it, 6:40 remaining. Georgia Tech has the basketball here as they have it at the top of the free throw circle. And Moses Wright, he'll hand it over now. At the left baseline, double-teamed. Alvarado, pass over to Wright, takes a deep 2, no good, and a big rebound by Kentucky right there by Isaiah Jackson. He has been huge defensively here lately for the Wildcats. Kentucky will set it up now. Mintz at the left wing. Puts the ball now into the hands of Clark. He has been on fire. Terrence Clark, left double jumper. The refs are going to say he was stripped of the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last tapped out of bounds by Clark. As Georgia Tech will get the ball right back. That is Jose Alvarado, who stripped Clark of the ball. And Alvarado he was scrappy last year as far as him stealing the basketball. Hey, what's good, Vaughn? Welcome in once again. Danny J predicting Kentucky by 12 in this one. Georgia Tech has it down by 3. 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Yellow Jackets have it here at the top of the key. They've struggled all game so far trying to get into a rhythm here offensively. They floated over the top, and Kentucky rejects that alley-oop pass, but Georgia Tech will get it right back. This game's over on ESPN. Catch and shoot, right corner 3. Georgia Tech no good, and Jackson comes up with another rebound for Kentucky. Wildcats will set it up now. Mintz with the basketball, drives inside. Dish underneath, it gets deflected and stolen away. He was looking for Olivier Sarr, but did it in traffic, and Georgia Tech got the steal out of it. There's too many turnovers right now by Kentucky. They have turned over the basketball 10 times so far in this game, and we're not even at halftime. Georgia Tech had it, and the foul call in the paint here as the clock will stop with 5:25. Final 4 right now. I would go Gonzaga, Baylor, and then Iowa and Illinois right now. I'm still leaning towards Illinois currently. Houston's on the way up, though. Houston's looking good right now. So, yeah, so Gonzaga, Baylor, Iowa, and Illinois. First free throw, no good at the line by Georgia Tech. Second shot coming up in just a moment. Do I think Missouri should be ranked? Probably not this week because Oregon was playing with injuries. That's the only thing there. So, I have a couple teams before Missouri that should probably be ranked in that grouping. Oklahoma State, Marquette, Louisville before Missouri gets ranked. Because Oregon was playing without their star point guard in that game that Missouri beat them. Will Richardson's out for 6 weeks. Kentucky pass inside, and the ball gets deflected and stolen once again. That's turnover number 11 for the Wildcats. Georgia Tech drives inside to the bucket, lays it up and in. 22-20 to score. Hey, what's good, Jacob? Welcome on the stream, man. Yeah, looking solid there for the Gators so far this season. Trey Mann doing some really good things here as a sophomore for Florida. Much improved season for sure. Kentucky takes the three. That one's no good off the mark. Tipped up. They get the offensive rebound. That's Isaiah Jackson with the offensive board. Passes back outside. Another jumper. No good. Clashing the glass, and the ball is on the ground as Georgia Tech will come up with the rebounds. Yellow Jackets have it. 4:20 left to go as Michael DeVoe has it. Pass into the post. Gonna float it up, and they get the contact in. They get the shot as well. Circus shot underneath there by Georgia Tech. Able to score somehow, and they're gonna go to the free throw line and shoot one coming up here as the clock will stop with 4:16. Not yet. They had a positive test for Louisville, but I don't believe that they're on quarantine yet. They were supposed to test today. I'll see if anything new popped up about that. Last time I checked was that Louisville, Wisconsin was still on. So they cancel. Yeah. So they canceled the game, but right now Louisville, Wisconsin is still on. So that's still on the schedule right now. But they canceled the game against UNC Greensboro. Free throw is good at the line by Georgia Tech. 25-22 to score. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Kentucky has it. Askew. Bounce pass to the right corner perimeter. Davion Mintz feeds it over to Askew once again. 3:50 left to go. 5 on the shot clock. They pass inside to the post. Takes the jumper. That was no good. Rebound back to Georgia Tech. 3:40 left to go as the Yellow Jackets have it now. Alvarado dribbles inside into the key. Circles around the basket once again at the left baseline. Bounce passes. They move it back to the left wing perimeter for Georgia Tech here. Yellow Jackets will set it up at the top of the key with Michael DeVoe. Slides it over to the top once again to Parham as he dribbles towards his left. Makes his move inside. Bubba Parham as he is guarded by Boston, and they're going to take a jumper. That one's up. No good. Rattled out by Georgia Tech. They get the offensive rebound as they tap it over there to the top of the key. 3:15 left to go. Georgia Tech takes the three. They knock it down. 28-22 right now. This one with Georgia Tech on a 9-zip run. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play basketball here Behind the Arc Basketball. Really appreciate y'all for being a part here. Stopping on by on the stream. So Kentucky was up at one point, 22-19, and other than that, it's been Georgia Tech as Coach Cal will now take a timeout. So timeout on the floor with 3 minutes remaining. Thanks so much, Jacob D. Really appreciate it, man, for stopping on board. Anybody from Duke going to the league there for the NBA? I'll say probably most NBA ready. It's going to be Jalen Johnson for Duke. Matthew Hurt's done a tremendous job so far this season as a sophomore, coming back, and he's just improved his game so far early on this year. What's good, David? And welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you guys on the channel once again. Still a lot of time left to go. Flyboy, welcome on the stream, man. A-side, what's good here for stopping on by, brother? They're struggling once again. They were getting buckets in transition. Defense created offense, and once again, it's just been rough here. Do I see any Missouri seniors going to the NBA? Probably Xavier Pinson. Out of like all of them or so, I pick Xavier Pinson, most NBA ready if they do get him in the draft. It's probably going to be in the second round though. We're right now here. Thanks so much, Flyboy. Appreciate it, man, for dropping on by onto the stream. So yeah, right now we're just on the timeout here, folks. Do I think Duke will be out in the first round of the tournament? It all depends on the matchup. Duke hasn't been as strong as they have started, but still a lot of time left to go this season. So only time will tell or so. We're only a week and a half into the season. And basically it's all about that matchup, what seed you are, and things like that. And potential bracket busters with teams that could very well look like they can break brackets like St. Louis and Richmond right now. The A10 is stacked for this season. A10's definitely going to get 2 bids, like at least 2 bids. But yeah, they're going to get way more than 2 bids if they keep it up right now. St. Bonaventure's yet to play. They return basically the majority of their supporting cast from last season. Rhode Island's been on a roll. They beat San Francisco, and they also beat St. Hall by 13. So there's a lot of teams in store that could be bracket busters come March. Taking a look right now, quick scoreboard update to NFL. Patriots up 21-0 against the Chargers. They just scored another touchdown. Packers up at the half against the Eagles, 14-3. And how about this odd score? Seahawks lead the Giants 5-0. So quite an odd score there. Safety involved as the Seahawks up against the Giants 5-0 today in the NFL. 14-7 at the half. Rams over the Cardinals right now. And yeah, those are basically the games right now going on as far as the NFL. College basketball currently. So we'll take a look. Scoreboard update. West Virginia is taking on Georgetown in that game. It was Georgetown by 2 at halftime, surprisingly. And right now it's Georgetown by 5, 48-43. So Georgetown, the team that lost to Navy earlier this week, they are leading number 11 ranked West Virginia. Pepperdine up against San Diego State 47-31. As we're back into it, 2:50 remaining. It's going to be Georgia Tech's basketball. Yellow Jackets have the ball right now as they move it out to the right wing perimeter. Takes the 3, it's up, and they gut it. As that is good. 31-22 the score, 2:35 left to go. Do I think Josh Christopher is going to be a first-round draft pick? I will say yes, most likely there. Like middle to back first rounds, most likely. Kentucky has it. Askew passes underneath. Right baseline jumper. They're going to take it in. No good. Rolled around the rim. There's a fight for the basketball off the rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds, and Georgia Tech has it. Nothing is going on for Kentucky right now. What do I think the biggest upset was last season? I would have gone Evansville over Kentucky. Evansville did not win a single conference game. They went 0-18 in their conference. And then after that, it would be Stephen F. Austin over Duke. 31-22. And then also Boston University over South Carolina last year. 2:05 left to go right now. Georgia Tech with it. Doing pretty well. Roger, welcome to the stream once again, man. Georgia Tech going to drive inside, floats it up. There's contact in the foul. Olivier Sarr picks up the personal. And that's going to send Georgia Tech to the free throw line shooting 2 here with number 10, Jose Alvarado. We have 2 minutes even remaining, and Georgia Tech has the chance to go up by their largest point increase here to game so far. See if they can put it for double digits first time. It's been rough. I'm doing well, Roger. Hey, what's good, Jeff? Appreciate it, man, for stopping by. Yeah, the Cardinals undefeated right now with no Malik Williams and no Samuel Williamson and playing team basketball so far. Arizona State to the Sweet 16, way too early to see, as they went 1 for 2 that time at the free throw line by Georgia Tech. Arizona State needs a defense. They need a rebounder to get there. They're really missing Romello White. Kentucky now has it. Top of the key Askew. Moves it over to Terrence Clark, the hot hand in this one, the leading scorer for Kentucky. Pass inside. Jackson. Moves it over to Clark. Moves it back over to Askew. Pass to the right corner perimeter. Takes the 3. No good. He was open right there. Davion Mintz couldn't sink it down, though. Georgia Tech gets the rebound. Yellow Jackets have it right back. Minute 30 left to go before halftime. Drives inside. Missed the layup. And a big rebound underneath by Isaiah Jackson. Kentucky will set it up again. Clark moves it outside to Mintz. Mintz now has it at the left corner. Dribbles, shuffles it out to the right wing. Askew takes the three. Got it! Devin Askew there. That is the confidence I like to see in a young man. 18 years old right there. He was alone, took the triple left wide open, and hits one. 32-25, approaching 1 minute left to go in this game. Georgia Tech basketball. Michael DeVoe has it, top of the key. Slides it over to the right wing to Parham. Parham gonna look to pass. He does into the hands of DeVoe right now. 55 seconds left to go before the half. Over to Moses Wright. Hands it back over to Parham. 8 on the shot clock. Georgia Tech has it. Flings it back over to Parham. Once again, dribble drive inside, and he's just left a clear lane. And he lays it up and in for 2 off the backboard. That's good for Georgia Tech by Bubba Parham. 35 seconds left to go before halftime. Kentucky has it once again. Askew. He'll move it right back over to Davion Mintz. Bounce pass now in the key. Kentucky drives inside. Big hard-fought bucket. Terrence Clark right there. Banks it up and in for 2 off the backboard. That is good. Terrence Clark leads the way. 6 for 9 from the floor. He's got 15 points for Kentucky right now in the final 15 seconds before half. Georgia Tech with the ball. Difference in this game, Georgia Tech taking care of the basketball. 3 total turnovers to Kentucky's 12. Kentucky double team Georgia Tech right now. 4 seconds. 3 seconds as there's a foul picked up with 3.3 in the clock. And the clock will stop here. It's going to send... If that's Kentucky's 7th, we'll take a look. It would send Georgia Tech in a bonus, but it's not. It's their 6th. So it's Kentucky's 6th personal as a team. Georgia Tech's going to get the inbound coming up. 3.3 seconds left to go on the clock. Yellow Jackets inbound. Pass over to the right wing. Dribbles now. Free throw circle. Jumper at the horn. No good. Off the mark, and we go into halftime. It's a 7-point Georgia Tech lead here at home at Atlanta for this one. So right now we're just at the half, everybody. Appreciate it all for stopping by us. We got over 90 people watching this stream right now. If you're new on the channel, spike that thumbs up. I cover play-by-play here, basketball behind the arc basketball. Hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well. NBA games, college basketball games here on Behind the Arc Basketball. I cover play-by-play for. And feel free, check out the other content I had. Second play-by-play game of the day, I covered Villanova against Texas earlier today, by the way. We'll be back next game on Tuesday. So I'll be off tomorrow. Not really many good games tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday for a doubleheader. Iowa taking on North Carolina. And then we got Duke against Illinois. So feel free to stop on board for those if you like to see. What's good here, Jason? Appreciate it, man, for stopping them by. Still really early in the season. If you're a Kentucky fan, you'd have faith in Coach Cal to get things done to send you guys into the tournament. Thanks so much, Flyboy. Really appreciate it, man. I'm a Providence fan, by the way, and I was in the same boat last year. Providence lost to Pennsylvania, Long Beach State, the College of Charleston, and they also lost by 14 at Rhode Island. And they would have made it into the NCAA tournament. They were riding high, 6-game winning streak. Reason why was because of their point guard, Lawan Pipkins, didn't know the offense. He was a transfer point guard, grad transfer, that transfer from UMass. His junior season over to his senior season, averaged over 16 points per game back in 2018, 19 for UMass. And he was really lacking confidence start of the season for PC last year. And then complete second half of the season, Providence just was on a roll, man. They won on the road at Villanova. Lawan Pipkins was a huge reason why. I think he scored like 27 in that game. And, yeah, they were on a tear. I would have loved to see how far they went in the tournament. And that's what college basketball is. It's a complete marathon of a season. Other teams in the same boat last year, UCLA. They started out 8-9 last year for UCLA. They also had a loss to a mid-major as well. And then Wisconsin, they started out 4-4, and they happened to win the Big Ten last year. So never, of course, give up. And never, of course, give up. Or so, because this is a complete marathon of a season. That is what it is, basically. And we've seen crazy things happen for sure, like every single year. Wisconsin or Illinois for the Big Ten championship? Neither. I'm going to take Iowa. That should be a great game, by the way. Iowa against UNC on Tuesday. So right now we're at halftime, taking a look at the box score updates here. We'll take a look at this game before I get to scores throughout college basketball. And Terrence Clark is carrying Kentucky right now. Terrence Clark, they found their sharpshooter, the next Emmanuel Quickly type player here for Kentucky that can drain down perimeter shots. If he can be consistent now with this and build off of this performance today. First half, Terrence Clark 6 for 9, 2 for 2 from the perimeter. He also hit a deep 2, would have counted as another 3, but his foot was on the line. So he's got 15 points in this game. He is solid from the right corner so far for Terrence Clark, the 5-star from Brewster Academy. Other than that, Brandon Boston's only attempted 2 shots. He's got 3 points. Reason why is because he's in early foul trouble. He's picked up 2 quick fouls in this game. As we take a look at the foul numbers, 2 by Olivier Sarr and 2 fouls picked by Brandon Boston. So Clark is carrying this team right now. He has more than half of the Kentucky points so far in this game. For Georgia Tech right now, leading the way for the Yellow Jackets, 15 by Moses Wright. And other than that, 7 by Bubba Parham. And the reason why Georgia Tech's up by 7 at the half is because they have 8 total steals as a team. They forced in the first half 12 turnovers in the first half alone that Kentucky's turned over the basketball compared to Georgia Tech's 3. So, of course, young Kentucky team, but they just really need to just improve here and be drilled on not turning over the ball and making much better decisions here. We'll see if they can change that around, if Coach Cal can dig into that and see if they can change that around in the second half. This time they are playing down, though, unlike the last 2 games. Up against Richmond at the half and then up by 13 at one point against Kansas. So they are playing down right now. Do I think Louisville can win it this year? I would say no to that right now, but I'm shocked by how well they've been playing for Louisville, for sure. Carly Jones has been a huge difference. Is the Big Ten most competitive for college basketball? Yes. You're looking at like 8 or 9 bids into the NCAA tournament for the Big Ten for this season. So Big Ten's absolutely loaded there. You're only looking at a couple bad teams in the Big Ten. Nebraska, Northwestern, Penn State. That's basically it as far as teams that's going to miss the tournament. Other teams that could be bubbled that miss the tournament, that would be Purdue, I feel like, and then as well as Minnesota. Minnesota will be one of those teams come Selection Sunday that I feel like they're either going to be last team in or first team out, I feel like, for Minnesota. Also, Ohio State. Once conference play begins, I feel like Ohio State might get beat up upon quite a bit. So I have them in my preseason rankings. I had Ohio State in the top 25, like very far in the back half, like around I think 23 or so. But I don't know. I think if they can't find like some offense on the team, because Seth Towns still hasn't recovered from his injury, I think it could be a rough season for Ohio State, and they might miss the tournament there. Hey, what's good? It's Austin. Welcome to the stream here. Appreciate the man for stopping by. Dude, that's phenomenal, Vegas. Patriots manhandling the Chargers right now, 28-zip. I'm going to turn on the game and watch a little bit here since we're at halftime here. So right now, taking a look, scoreboard update for everybody. What's going on in college basketball here, folks? Minnesota, they got a great backcourt there. Marcus Carr, Gabe Kalsher, great backcourt, and also got a really good center with Liam Robbins as well. They got as a transfer from Drake. As Still a lot to go left in the season. Georgetown taking on West Virginia. That's why every single game matters. Georgetown just lost to Navy earlier this week. And right now, Georgetown in a tie game up at 50 against West Virginia with about 12.5 remaining. Duke played Bellarmine on Friday. So, yep, small college a la Louisville. Great in Division II. Actually, Bellarmine kept that close throughout a while for that. I think that Kansas is like one of the most overrated teams this season at number 7 in the rankings, and they were playing Washburn pretty tight, which is a non-Division I school. Yeah, Duke won by 22 against Bellarmine on Friday, 76-54. Yeah, Michigan State's really impressive. They're going to be right up there. Those 4 teams, I feel like Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan State, those 4 teams are going to be like top 12 throughout the majority of the season for those 4 teams. Michigan State, what they do so well is they share the basketball really well. So right now, scoreboard update. Pepperdine up against San Diego State, 49-44 is the score there. San Diego State, a lot of talk that they should have been ranked. And they're going to get the job done, though, against Pepperdine. And The Aztecs are at home for that game. Oklahoma. We'll keep you guys posted on this game. Oklahoma in a tight affair against TCU. 74-72 to score. Austin Reeves, 26 points for the Sooners as Oklahoma leads it by 2 with 2 minutes left to go. So we will keep you guys posted on that specific game here since we're on the timeout currently. Iowa against Zags. Who did I got in that one? I'm going to take Gonzaga. I'll take Gonzaga in every single game until further notice. I think just Gonzaga top to bottom looks like the best team. Most impressive to me so far in college basketball. Baylor's a close second, though. Who do I think's most overrated team in basketball at this point? I would go Kansas right there at number 7. I think that ranking is way too high for them. And then as far as other overrated teams here, let's see what I can get. I feel like Creighton is quite high in that last AP ranking. That they're at number 9. They played 3 mid-majors. That actually is a telling game on Tuesday. Creighton, Kansas, there, and so I think they're too high, but still worthy of a top 25 for sure. And that's another team. Creighton shares the basketball really well. They have multiple players that can chip in and score, and then also, Oregon. Oregon at number 20. It's going to take some time. Eugene Omoruyi has been a great surprise for the Ducks. But that will take some time there. Dana Altman is moving a lot of pieces around with transfer pickups that's new to the team. It's going to take a long time. And I don't expect them at all to replace the production of Peyton Pritchard. They're also without their star point guard, too, Will Richardson. But that was a good answer back that Oregon had against Seton Hall. They could have easily been down 0-2 to start the season. Most underrated team. I would go with Houston and St. Louis for underrated teams. There's 2 teams that played really well so far this season. St. Louis just not getting the love from the AP Top 25 poll. They beat LSU without 2 of their starters. And they also had 2 players that averaged a double-double last year. Hassan French and also Goodwin as well for St. Louis. And they got a phenomenal point guard with Yuri Collins, led college basketball to all assists per game last year as a freshman. Led all freshmen in assists per game last year for Yuri Collins. They are gritty. They can play defense. If they can hit the free throws, St. Louis is going to be there. They're going to be a bracket buster come March because they are deep, top to bottom down the roster. They got players. Jimmy Bell off the bench. Terrence Hardgrove Jr. off the bench. These Billikens, they are tough, and they put up over 100 yesterday in their game. So I like St. Louis to really go on a deep run in the tournament. If you guys haven't watched them play, they're pretty solid. Got to see them last year at URI, and they beat down the Rams pretty hard last year. What do I think Texas's rank will be tomorrow? Well, it's going to be higher than North Carolina. It's going to be lower than Villanova. Because they're at 17 right now. But they just ran the table in Maui, so it's probably going to be around 15 or 14, most likely. I think Louisville as well is underrated. And also Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's perfect to start out this year, too. I think they're underrated. So, here's the top 25 here's the thing with the top 25 coming up this week is that if Marquette just beat Wisconsin, who's number 4, but if you put Marquette in the top 25, so if the AP top 25 comes out, it's Marquette would have to be in the top 25 with Oklahoma State. That's how that has to work, because Oklahoma State beat Marquette by 8 points, and it was at Marquette. Whereas Marquette also won in a game-winning tip-in over Wisconsin too. So both of those teams definitely worthy of a top 25. Same as Louisville, same as St. Louis. That's the upper tier of the top 25, and same as San Diego State until today. They're struggling with Pepperdine, and that's not going to help them out at all. What's my thoughts about Florida? They're looking good right now. They can score. They could definitely score for sure, Earl. They got a great offense. They completely beat down BC when they called them on Thursday. Trey Mann's looking phenomenal. They found finally a scoring point guard that can shoot, and produce for the team. So Keontae Johnson, he has a second man alongside him, and that's just a great combination there for Florida. The point guard of Trey Mann and also Keontae Johnson, which could potentially be one of like the top players this season, right into a potential National Player of the Year candidate for Keontae Johnson. Texas against Kentucky. Who will win that matchup? Oh man, I'm going to take Texas right now in that matchup. Texas's defense, they are stifling, and I feel like the competition, because that game's in January, that's the Big 12 SEC showdown. The competition that Texas is going to play, like up to that point, is by far way, like a ton better than Kentucky. That's the thing. Because the SEC has just been lackluster right now. It's just been a struggle for the SEC. With LSU's loss to St. Louis, South Carolina's 1-2. It's been a real struggle. Alabama got destroyed against Indiana. They bounced back nicely against Providence out in the Maui Invitational. And yeah, it's concerning right now. For it's only a week and a half into the season. That's the thing. And Missouri's been really impressive so far, and Florida has been impressive as well in the SEC. Yep, Kentucky almost beat Kansas, and Kansas almost lost to North Dakota State. Kansas won that game by 4 points. They were trailing 61-60 with about like a minute and a half remaining. Yeah, Missouri and Florida doing really well in the SEC. It's been disappointing. And the Big 12 is absolutely stacked. Right now, scoreboard updates, we're going to take a look at it. Oklahoma taking on TCU right now, if I can find that score. Michigan State just tipped off against Western Michigan as well. That game's tied up at 4. Georgetown, West Virginia tied up at 54 with 10 minutes left to go. And Oklahoma, 8 seconds remaining. They are leading TCU 81-77. So that's a quick scoreboard update there. 81-77. Sooners trying to pull it off. Austin Reeves with 31 points for Oklahoma in the final 8 seconds. And that game's on the road at TCU. Yeah, Texas has a really tough schedule. Well, the Big 12 is just stacked with their schedule. It's been disappointing as far as the SEC. Tennessee's yet to play, though, which by college basketball coaches was the team that was picked to finish first in the conference. And also, Ole Miss is yet to play so far this season. Arkansas is 4-0. We're going to have to keep an eye on Arkansas. They played easier competition, though. At 142 points against Mississippi Valley State. Georgia is 3-0 so far. Texas A&M's 2-0, but pulled out a tight one against Tarleton in their season opener. Of course, Missouri and Florida has been the most impressive so far. Mississippi State really struggling in the conference. Yeah, Mississippi State lost against Liberty. South Carolina lost by 10 yesterday against Houston, and Houston was without 2 of their starters, Caleb Mills and Marcus Sasser, were out of the game, and also they did not have their head coach yesterday, and Houston won convincingly in that game, controlled like the majority of that game, won by 10. And then Auburn's just in a rebuilding type of year, that Auburn's not going to go to the NCAA tournament anyway because they get the tournament ban this year. So it's just been underwhelming so far this year for the SEC. So we're going to get right back into it, folks. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well as I cover play-by-play here. Basketball. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball, everybody. Type up in the chat who you got in this one, Kentucky or Georgia Tech. Kentucky starts off in the second half as they mishandle the basketball right there off the pass. Georgia Tech steals it, and it's going to lead to an easy bucket for 2. In transition, the Yellow Jackets came to play to steal the basketball. That's their 9th steal of the game, and we just start off half number 2. 9-point lead once again for the Yellow Jackets. 19:20 left to go here in the second half. Devin Askew, bounce past the right baseline. Into the hands of Clark. Moves it out to Askew. Slides over to the left wing. They're going to take a 3. It's up. Got it. Brandon Boston right there. Hits down the triple. It's a 6-point game. Do I think Celtics will make the playoffs? Yes. Totally, man. They're definitely going to make the playoffs for sure. 1 minute through right now. Georgia Tech by 6. They get the ball. They have it at the left wing perimeter for the Yellow Jackets. Pass out on the top of the key over to Moses Wright. As he hands it over now to Michael DeVoe. Moves it out to the right corner. 3-point shot taken. Georgia Tech makes it. Big perimeter triple from the outside for the Yellow Jackets. They extend it right back to 9. Hey, what's good, Jason? Appreciate it, man, for stopping them by. 18:35 left to go. I'm as shocked as you must be when you just joined in seeing the scoreboard right now. Right baseline dribble. BJ Boston has it, and Georgia Tech going to commit the foul here as the clock will stop. What's good here, Sam? Appreciate it, man, for stopping the by. He's going for G-Tech in this one. Alright, interesting, Flyboy. What's my 64 teams going to March Madness? Way too early to tell on that. Way too early. We won't know until teams get automatic qualifiers there. So we'll know more for sure come March. Kentucky hasn't. They couldn't handle it. Ball is on the ground. Olivier Sarr bobbled it. Georgia Tech gets the steal up by 9. Takes a 3. No good. Tipped up in the air. And we're going to have a rebounding fall. It's going to be on Georgia Tech here as the clock will stop. So first personal of the game to start off second half. Number 1 pick will be Cade Cunningham right now. Yeah, no national TV games tomorrow. It's because Monday Night Football is on ESPN. And I don't know what in the world they're doing on ESPN2 tomorrow. But they don't have any good games they scheduled tomorrow for Monday. Do I think Louisville should be ranked? Monday's rankings. I'm going to say yes there. I think that they deserve to be ranked there. Great start to the season for Louisville. They beat Western Kentucky by a ton. That's a statement win there. Western Kentucky took West Virginia down to the wire, and then Trevian Hollingsworth, their 3-point shooter, he injured his thumb in that game, and Western Kentucky was leading with about 9 minutes left to go. I think by 9 points, and then they lost the game. 9-point game here, 17:50 remaining. Kentucky has it. Terrence Clark dribbles as we have a foul picked up, and it's going to stop the clock here with 17:48. That's offense. That's an offensive foul by Terrence Clark, too. So Georgia Tech will have the basketball right back. Yeah, really hope so, Vegas, that we'll hopefully have a March Madness. 1 and 2 seeds when March comes around. Baylor, Gonzaga, Iowa, Illinois is the 1s. And then as the 2s right now, I would go for Michigan State, Duke. I'll go Houston as a 2, because Houston's going to run the table in the American. We've got 17.5 left to go. Georgia Tech with it, and then I just need one more team as far as to make that spot up the list. Texas might slide in there to a 2. If they keep on performing really well. They got such a tough schedule to do. Georgia Tech off the cutter, that one's good, and they throw it down with a 2-handed flush. Kentucky takes the 3, right corner, and it rolls in. Terrence Clark connects with it. Big time right there. 17 minutes left to go. Big time shot right there. It's behind the perimeter as well. So that was a right corner 3. Georgia Tech has it at the free throw circle. Moves it back outside. They're going to take the 3. That one's off the mark. No good. Rebound back to Kentucky. Kentucky full court pass underneath. Puts it up. That's good for 2 more. 41-35. Yeah, Wisconsin's right in there as well. Thanks so much, Colin, for stopping on by, man. I would have Wisconsin right up there too. Tennessee right up there too. West Virginia maybe as well. All depends on how the conferences sort out this year. Villanova too. Villanova could very well be a 2 seed because if they run the table of the Big East, same as Creighton. Still a lot to be left decided. Right now we're gonna go on a timeout. 41-35. Oh, I totally forgot about an underrated team here for you guys. Underrated team that I yet to name has to be UConn. UConn's really deep. They get some good transfer pickups, and James Bouknight is a rising superstar. I keep on forgetting about UConn. I covered UConn against USC, and that was a sneaky good game there between 2 solid teams. Thanks so much, It's Austin. Really appreciate it. So many teams to just keep an eye on throughout the season. Right now we're on a timeout. Terrence Clark, he is carrying Kentucky in this one. 18 points by Terrence Clark. 3 for 3 from the perimeter, looking solid and just knocking down corner triples. What's good, Tyler James? Welcome to the stream here, man. Give them a nice big warm hello on the channel. No, not UConn football, not UMass football either. No, not a chance. James feeling confident about Tennessee winning the SEC there. Yeah, maybe West Virginia's a 2. Texas would be in that part 2, possibly to move up to a 2, depending on how their season goes. And then there's so many teams that will battle for a 2. North Carolina could be up as a 2, depending on how much UNC improves throughout the course of the season. So it all depends. I'll take the Lakers there, Ronald. I think the whole thing with the Nets is going to blow up this season. Right now we're on a timeout in this game so far. Quick scoreboard update for everybody. West Virginia having some problems with Georgetown. That ain't going to help out their tournament resume if they drop this game. Georgetown just lost to Navy earlier in the week, and it's tied up at 60. 7:15 left to go in the second half, and all tied up at 60 between Georgetown and West Virginia. Oklahoma, they improved to 2-0 in the season. They beat TCU today 82-78. And San Diego State just captured a lead over Pepperdine 55-51. Michigan State also playing right now as they're taking on Western Michigan. Western Michigan back from quarantine, and Michigan State leads at 12-9. Hey, what's good? Eli Gaha, welcome to the stream. Hey, no problem, it's Austin. Glad to have you in the channel, man. If you guys enjoy what I do here, I cover play-by-play basketball games, college basketball games, NBA games. Make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well here as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball. Still a lot of game left to go. 16:32 remaining in the second half of this one. Georgia Tech by 6, 41-35 to score. So, yeah, we'll keep you guys constantly posted on Georgetown, West Virginia, and then also Pepperdine, San Diego State, because those two games are going to be ending around the same time as this one, most likely. We're back into it. 16:30 left to go. It's Georgia Tech's basketball after the timeouts. So the Yellow Jackets now have the ball at the left wing perimeter. As they push it inside, the ball gets stolen away here by Kentucky. Pushing up the court, Davion Mintz drives into the lane. We get a foul called underneath as the clock will stop with 16:19. It's going to send... So foul here on the court. 16:19 left to go. A lot of contact as Davion Mintz tried to drive inside. And it's going to send him to the free throw line as well. So 2 shots here by Davion Mintz. First one's up, first one's good. Knocks it down for Kentucky. Yeah, Eugene Amaru is really impressive so far this year for Oregon. And also, yeah, Chris Duarte. Oregon was without their star point guard, Will Richardson. He's out, I think, for like 6 weeks due to an injury. Second free throw knocks it down for Kentucky. 16:10 left to go. Georgia Tech now with the basketball. They have it at the top of the key. Slides it over. At the top still with the ball for Georgia Tech. Olivier Sars, he is guarding Wright with the ball. Wright's going to hand it over to DeVoe. DeVoe with the left double. Flings it over to the right corner. Shot fake. Right baseline dribble. Georgia Tech drives inside. Floats it up. And that's going to go over to Kentucky here as it went over the rim right there. And Kentucky got it right back. Lob over the top. Not pretty enough, but Kentucky going to float that one up with the contact as it went in. But there's going to be a foul called before, the refs will say. So foul before the shot. Terrence Clark thought it was going to count and that Kentucky would go to the free throw line, but the ref said it was before the shot. So the clock stopped at 15:47. So another stoppage in time here in this one. Georgia Tech by 4. Still a lot of time left to go in this game. Difference in this game so far, Kentucky with 15 turnovers. That's where Georgia Tech's had multiple points off of turnovers. Georgia Tech doing a great job taking care of the basketball. 4 total turnovers in this game. Also 10 steals. And still a lot of game left to go. Deciding players so far today. It's going to come down to the best player in the court, possibly. Terrence Clark, he's got 18 points, looking solid. They finally found a sharp shooting perimeter player here to pick off where Emmanuel quickly left off last season. Terrence Clark 3 for 3, perfect from the corner in this game from the outside. 7 for 10 from the floor. What's good, Gary? Welcome in on the stream, man. Really appreciate it for stopping on by, bud. Hit me up in the chat who you got in this one. We got 100 people watching now. Hit me up who you got for Kentucky. Type in BBN. If you got Georgia Tech, type in GT down in the chat below. Wow, Jalen Hurts is in. Doesn't surprise me that Carson Wentz got benched. Ouch. Right now, quick scoreboard update. The NFL 14-5. How about that score? Giants up against the Seahawks right now with 2 touchdowns. Packers leading the Eagles 20-3. Not looking so well for Carson Wentz as he sits on the bench and has to see the rookie Jalen Hurts filling in for him right now. Patriots up 35-0 over the Chargers. That's embarrassing for the Chargers today. Complete no-show on their home field. Rams up against the Cardinals 17-14. Hey, Dappa51, welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. Yep, Vaughn used to have Wentz in his fantasy team early on in the season, but he got rid of him. Right now, we're just on a timeout currently. So I'm trying to see if there's any updates here as far as Keon Brooks, and it says that, according to this article, it's 247 Sports. It said that he could possibly miss extended time. So that's not a good sign there if he does happen to miss extended time. Alright, so we're going to get right back into this one, folks. 41-37 the score. I would say no for Caleb Johnson there being overrated from North Carolina. Still early with a lot of these young players. What's good? It's Austin. Thanks so much for the sub, man. As we're going to get right back into it. 41-37 currently the score. It's going to be Kentucky basketball. Olivier Sarr gets the inbound. He's going to put it back outside over to Mintz. As Mintz will hand it over now into the hands of Boston. Boston hands it back over to Mintz. Bounce past the left elbow. As Sarr has it top of the free throw circle. He dribbles towards his right. Hands it over to Clark here. 15.5 left to go. 8 on the shot clock. As Clark will have the ball once again. 4 on the shot clock. They need to shoot a deep 3. Pull-up jumper. Clark, no good. Air ball. And it goes out of bounds. The shot clock was winding down and just needed to put one up. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, Dappa here. Yeah, I predicted Kentucky would win this one. 68-62 was my prediction. 15-15 remaining. Georgia Tech with the ball right back. Looks like Bradley and Vaughn's going out for Georgia Tech in this one. Yellow Jackets have it at the right wing. Dribbles now at the right elbow for it. And moves it back over to the right corner. Yellow Jackets slowing down tempo here. 10 on the shot clock as now they'll dribble to the right baseline. Underneath. Kyle Sturdivant puts it onto the backdoor cutter. Over to Alvarado. Puts it up and in for 2. Georgia Tech extends it here to 6 for their lead. Under 15 left to go. Kentucky with only 1 personal in the second half. Georgia Tech with 4. Wildcats basketball. As they move it out, ball gets pickpocketed here. Intercepted at the top of the key. Georgia Tech's going to go inside in transition. They lay it up and in once again. Points off of turnovers. That is how the Yellow Jackets are leading this one today. 45-37. Coach Cal will take a timeout. Kentucky is down to 2 timeouts left to go. Georgia Tech as well is down to 2 timeouts remaining also. That was just another errant pass by Kentucky. Just throw away to the top of the key perimeter and gets intercepted. And points off of turnovers. That's going to cost you there. That is Kentucky's 17th total turnover in the game. Terrence Clark's got 4 of those today, so he's been great as far as scoring today, hitting shots for Terrence Clark, but he has been struggling with turnovers here. He's got 4 turnovers today for Terrence Clark today. And then just 17 as a team for Kentucky in this one. It's led to Georgia Tech stealing the ball 11 times. Yeah, how in the world does the Seahawks only have 5 points at the end of the third? Field goal and a safety. It was 5-0 to start off the game. Quite interesting. 8-point game now with 14:35 left to go. Does college games towards a playoff work like the NBA? College only plays around like high 20s or 30s for games, but every single game for college basketball totally counts because it counts towards your March Madness tournament resume, and the top 64 or the top 68 teams make the tournament. There's also like automatic qualifiers into that too from every single conference, so mid-major teams get automatic qualifiers too or so, but that's where they take out at-large bids in, and every single, in order to be an at-large, like right on the contention to be in the tournament, you really gotta win like every single game to improve your resume, because if you get bad losses, then you get sent over to the bubble conversation, and bad losses will wreck your chances of making the tournament. Kentucky took the three, no good, rebound back to Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets have it, 14 minutes left to go. Duke fan for life, welcome in here, hello. Jumper taken, Georgia Tech. Missed that one as Kentucky get back to basketball here. Up the court, they take a right corner triple and they knock it down. Big shot there for the Wildcats as they put this one to a 5-point game. 3-point shots are keeping them right in the game today. Much, much better for Kentucky. They're 7 for 14 from outside. 50%. 13.5 left to go. Yellow Jackets with it. At the top of the key for Georgia Tech. Dribbles. Floats it up at the free throw circle. That one hit the front rim, went to the back, but Georgia Tech will get called for the foul, pushing off offensively. And Kentucky's going to have the ball right back. Yeah, this is just a really young team. It's so many uncharacteristic turnovers by Kentucky. Davion Mintz was the one who hit the three from the right corner. 13:20 left to go. It's actually going to go right back over to Georgia Tech here with the ball. So, Yellow Jackets have it. At the top here with Michael DeVoe. He's going to take a deep two. DeVoe no good off the mark. They get the offensive rebounds. Underneath, slides it back, but the ball gets stolen here in the key by Kentucky. Here they go, transition, numbers. Floats it up with the right wing three. Boston no good off the back rim. He has the chance to just take a jumper that's not off balance, and he went in transition. He went for a fadeaway. He had all the time in the world not to go for a fadeaway and just hit an open jumper in transition. It was not smooth at all. Georgia Tech takes the three, no good. Rebound back to Kentucky. At the left corner, Askew going to set it up. Pass it over to the top here to Mintz. Mintz has it now with 12:40 left to go. As he puts it now into the hands of Jackson. Hook shot, got it. Isaiah Jackson for two right there for Kentucky. Puts it to a one-possession game. If you're new here on the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub as I cover play-by-play here at basketball. So we're on Behind Your Basketball. I have a double header, by the way, coming up on Tuesday. Iowa against North Carolina, and then Duke versus Illinois. Feel free to stop on by for those. Yellow Jackets have it at the free throw circle. Pushes it back out to the top of the key here for Georgia Tech. So they have the ball, dribbles towards their right baseline. Underneath, and that's going to be a charge taken. Big time possession right there for Kentucky to play defense. Davion Mintz underneath. Puts his body right in there. Sets his feet, takes the charge. And Georgia Tech commits the offensive foul. Kentucky will have it right back. So we get 12 minutes left to go. Yeah, Flyboy puts out, never thought that the three would be keeping in Kentucky in this game. They're 50% from the perimeter in this game here. Terrence Clark been a huge reason why. He made down 3 perimeter triples so far today. So approaching 12 minutes now remaining. Kentucky's only down by 1 possession so far. Actually, yeah, they're going to give it right back over to Georgia Tech here with the basketball. As Georgia Tech dribble drive inside, and they're going to take it to the bucket. That's good for 2. So 47-42 now. 11:40 left to go. Kentucky has the ball right back. Passing over right corner, catch and shoot. Mintz takes it, no good. Off the back rim, huge offensive rebound. Kentucky will set it up. Another 3. That one no good, rattled out, and Georgia Tech right back with a defensive rebound as they'll set up the ball here past half court. Yellow Jackets have it now at the right wing perimeter. Moves it back to the top here to right. Right with it as he is looking to hand it off, and he still has the basketball in his hands for the big man. Right, guarded by Sarr at the right wing perimeter. Now he hands it over. Georgia Tech now with the ball. Bounce pass back over to right, into the right elbows. He is guarded by Sarr. Jumper takes it. He makes it right there. That is good by Moses Wright for 2. And Georgia Tech has got the past 2 buckets so far. So 10:55 remaining. Kentucky bounce pass to the right corner. Clark has it. Askew dishes out, and that's going to be a turnover here. Devin Askew not strong enough in that pass. Georgia Tech gets the steal. Moves it out to the top of the key. Jacks up a 3 here for the Yellow Jackets, and they make it. Big perimeter triple by Georgia Tech as they lead it. 52-42. Bubba Parham in transition right there hits down the triple. As Kentucky has the ball right back, and we have a foul. Quick foul picked up around the perimeter. This is the 5th personal as a team by Georgia Tech. Hopefully very soon behind the arc, fan. I've yet to have the time to put it together here. I have to see if I can transfer all the files over when I have the chance. So that's why I still have OBS Studio right now. Hopefully sometime I'll be able to transfer over the files. 52-42 right now. We're in the timeout here. Georgia Tech running away with it recently in this game. If you're new in the stream, spike that thumbs up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. I cover play-by-play games of basketball here on Behind the Arc Basketball. Dude, Patriots looking so good today. 35 zip over the Chargers. They finally need a breakout game. Finally got one. PM, what's good here for stopping on by? It's just been rough here for Kentucky once again. The 3-point shots are keeping them in the game. It's just the turnovers that's plagued them. 18 total turnovers, and we're not even halfway through this second half. So many bad miscues. It's unfortunate to see so many turnovers. Everybody in the starting 5 has at least one turnover. And Kentucky here is 8 players that's turned over the basketball at least one time today. 4 total turnovers by Terrence Clark. He's the leading scorer, though, with 18 points and has kept the team in offensively here through the 3. Defensively, Isaiah Jackson's done a ton to help out on the boards. He's got 9 rebounds in this game for Jackson. Also got a block. He also got a steal. But 3 turnovers off the bench by Dante Allen as well. So those are the 2 top players that's turned it over the most, Clark and Allen. Hey, thanks so much, Raptor, for stopping on by, man. And I'll see you on Tuesday, bud. Yeah, Patriots destroying the Chargers right now. It's just really rough. And the schedule's not going to get any easier. This is one of the easiest games they got on the schedule. It's not going to get easier from here. That's the thing. They got Notre Dame on Saturday, and then they got Detroit Mercy. That's the only gimme game that you would hope on paper is Detroit Mercy, but Detroit Mercy lost by 2 possessions only to Michigan State. So there's no gimme game here for Kentucky. You got some pretty bad teams in the SEC, though, and they should be much improved by them. That's the thing, though. They got Mississippi State in the day after New Year. That's the thing. On paper, that should be a W. They got a pretty easy start to conference play for Kentucky against teams that's been underachieving so far. South Carolina's 1-2. They open up conference play on December 29th against South Carolina. The Gamecocks are struggling. And then they got Mississippi State, who has been really struggling as well, lost to Liberty. And then after that, they got Vanderbilt as well. Before, they got a serious matchup on January 9th against Florida, which Florida right now looking red hot. So, schedule ain't going to get easier from here with really tough teams in there. UCLA coming up in 2 weeks, and then also Louisville the day after Christmas. Hey, what's good, Gene? Welcome to the stream. Kentucky can win. We still got a lot of time left to go, so of course I wouldn't rate out Kentucky in this one. Still a lot of time left remaining. We got 10:30 left to go. Hey, what's good, Lucas? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate it for stopping on by. They just got to stop turning over the basketball if they want to get the W here and pull this one out. Much cleaner basketball possessions. We're back into it. Kentucky with it. Moves it around the perimeter. 10:15 left to go here. Wildcats pass inside. Turnaround jumper. Takes it. Rolls around the rim. Couldn't get that one to fall. Jackson missed it. A rebound back to Georgia Tech. The rim was just not courteous there to Isaiah Jackson on the open jumper. Approaching the halfway mark of the second half here. Georgia Tech by 10. They get the ball at the top of the key into the hands of Wright. Moses Wright looking to hand it off. He does. He moves it over here at the free throw circle. Jumper takes it, and Georgia Tech's got it. They are hot now, shooting the ball as of late. Big jumper by Bubba Parham. He is looking pretty good today. He's got 12 points. Moses Wright leads the way with 21. Kentucky's missed their last 4 shots out of 5 attempts from the floor. They need something if they want to keep in this game. They pass over to the right baseline. Dribbles Boston. BJ Boston put it up. Shot gets blocked, but he gets it back right there at the right baseline. Moves it out to Mintz. Mintz had a wide open man, and instead the refs are going to call a foul here as the clock will stop with 9:28, and it appears to be on Georgia Tech. Yep, Georgia Tech lost to Mercer and Georgia State in 4 overtimes. So Kentucky here, lucky there. They're going to get the basketball right back. 9:30 left to go. Down by 10 is a lot for this Kentucky team with this much time, and they turn it over for a 19th time. Ball gets deflected. BJ Boston with a turnover leads to another 2 points in transition by Georgia Tech. Points off of turnovers are killing Kentucky in this game. 9 minutes as we're going to approach that mark in just a moment. Entry pass here, Jackson. Oh, nice feed. That is a good assist. Isaiah Jackson over to the cutter. Jacob Toppin throws it down there. Two-handed flush. 8:50 left to go here. Georgia Tech now with the basketball once again. Gary, appreciate the man for stopping by. Diane, welcome on the stream here. Yeah, it's just really shocking struggle out to this season so far. This is one of the youngest teams in all of college basketball. Jumper, and Georgia Tech is hitting everything. Deep 2 at the top of the free throw circle, and Jose Alvarado knocks it down. This is an experienced Yellow Jacket squad here. 3 seniors in the starting 5 for Georgia Tech. Kentucky down by 14. Kentucky also lost against Richmond last Sunday, which Richmond had 4 seniors in the starting 5. Kentucky left corner 3. No good off the mark. Rebound, Yellow Jackets. Jordan Usher gets the defensive rebound. Pushes it up the court here as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining. As Georgia Tech going to take another jumper. This one from the perimeter, and they knock it down. This is out of control. 61-44 with 8 minutes even. Hey, what's good, Chiefs fan for life? Welcome in, man. Yeah, this is a big wow. Second half field goal percentage. Georgia Tech, 67%. Kentucky now with the basketball. Top of the key. Mintz slides it over here to Clark. Terrence Clark needs something. Urgency for Kentucky. Floats it up. Got it for 2. That is good there. Able to get it fall for 2. Urgency, urgency, urgency. Sorry to hear that, Luke. Hopefully John will be able to come back sometime for my channel, man. Thanks so much for the update, bud. I really appreciate it. Georgia Tech missed the 3-point shot. Kentucky gets the rebound. Down by 15. They need a monster comeback in this one. That's going to help. Turnaround jumper inside. That's good for 2 by Terrence Clark. He is ripping the defense to shreds today. The only player making contributions on the offensive side of the ball. He's got 22. Georgia Tech has it here. Dribble drive inside. Pro Hop puts it up, and that's another bucket. Bubba Parham, go out, get buckets for him today. As he's got another one. He's got 14. Wright leads the scoring with 21, and Alvarado's got 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Kentucky has in the key. Ball gets stolen away once again. Turnover number 20 as Moses Wright picks off the steal on the post. And Wright also got pushed down onto the ground as the clock will stop with 6:48. So right now we're going to go on another timeout. Thank you guys so much for stopping on by. If you're new on the stream, spike that thumbs up. Over 100 people out here in the chat right now. Hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well. I cover play-by-play basketball here on Behind the Arc Basketball, everybody. College basketball games, also NBA games. Feel free to join me back Tuesday for my next stream. Iowa taking on North Carolina, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Also, we're going to go with Duke versus Illinois. 2 great games. Stay tuned for those on Tuesday. Should be an awesome time with you guys here on Behind the Arc Basketball. Yeah, Mercer beat Duke. That was in the round of 64 in 2014 NCAA tournament. That was my senior year of high school. I remember getting home from school on that day, and Mercer got a huge steal to seal the game. Yeah, a really young team for Kentucky. The only hope for this season is if they can just keep on improving. I feel you guys. If you're a Kentucky fan out here, I really feel you guys. Because I'll tell you guys this. From a Providence Friars fan here, myself, I'll tell you guys never to give up. Really just never give up hope on your team. Last year, Providence lost to Long Beach State, the College of Charleston, Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Quakers, that is, from the Ivy League. They also lost to Rhode Island by 14. And yeah, they did not look like they were going to be even close to making the NCAA tournament come December of 2019. Come January and February, Providence just flipped on the switch. And that is the best case scenario for Kentucky, is that they need to flip on the switch. And Devin Askew is the one that, well, the whole team, but Devin Askew just needs confidence. It starts with a point guard position to handle the ball here. Starts with ball handlers on this team, and that's the struggle that Providence had last season, is that Lawan Pipkins, the transfer from UMass, first part of the year, he didn't know the offense, and then second part of the year, he broke out. Providence won at Villanova. They ended the season on a 6-game winning streak. They would have definitely been in the NCAA tournament in 2020, and yeah, just from a Providence fan myself, just if you're a Kentucky fan, just never give up hope on the team, because hopefully that'll be the thing here, to see build up with these players, to see them improve, and that's the big thing here. Really young squad. They got a lot of potential, really high ceiling, but has yet to hit that at all. Terrence Clark, though, very promising today. He's been able to drain 3-point shots, so that is shades of Emmanuel Quickly in this game today by Terrence Clark. Oh, geez. Sorry to hear that, Mark, man. Fired their offensive coordinator in football. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, behind the arc fan. Totally true, bud. Game's never over till the clock hits 0. I remember back in March, the Celtics were up by 30 at one point against the Brooklyn Nets, and then the Brooklyn Nets came back and they won the game in overtime against the Celtics. So, of course, never lose hope. I plan on doing Kentucky-Louisville once again on the day after Christmas. Dash the Scorpions. So I plan on doing that once again. But just remember, this team lost to Evansville last year. They also lost to Utah as well. And then after that, they got red hot in the month of February. They got red hot for sure. So they might not look like an NCAA tournament team 1.5 weeks through the season, but you got to have the whole cumulative season here. You just can't write them off after 1.5 weeks. And every single week counts. You might write them off all the way to March 1st, and then come the SEC tournament. They're the 10 seed, and then go on a miraculous miracle finish and win the SEC tournament championship somehow. You never know. Stranger things can happen as we're back into it. 6:41 left to go. It was Georgia Tech's basketball, as we have a foul underneath here. It's going to send Georgia Tech to the free throw line shooting 2. So 6:41 remaining here in this one. Yeah, SEC conference is really underwhelming. They got an easy schedule to start off SEC play. South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. Those are bottom of the pack teams there, and South Carolina's been underwhelming right now too. First free throw, Georgia Tech knocks it down at the line. Second shot coming up here at the free throw line. That one's up, that one's good. Yep, they got Notre Dame a week from now, and also 2 really tough games. UCLA has been dealing with injuries, so if they get their entire starting unit back and healthy for that game, UCLA is going to be even deeper for that one. And then also, yep, the day after Christmas, Louisville, which is on fire right now for the Cardinals. But they still have a lot of time to turn it around. It's only December 6th. It's still 20 days to the Louisville matchup. Kentucky had the ball inside. We get a foul picked up here by Georgia Tech. It's going to lead to 2 free throws coming up here by Olivier Sarr. First shot, got it. 65-49 the score. Over 130 people out in the chat here. Let me know who you're a fan of on Behind Your Basketball, everybody. I cover play-by-play of games here. Feel free, stop on board for my doubleheader I plan on doing on Tuesday. Iowa against USC. And also Illinois against Duke. Feel free to stop on by for that one. Make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell on your way out as well. 6:20 remaining. Sarr hit both of his free throws to the line. What's good, Connor? Appreciate it, man, for stopping on by. Georgia Tech had it. Lost control of the basketball. Here's Kentucky with numbers on the 3-on-2. Passes underneath to Clark as Terrence Clark could not finish it. as he got the ball stolen away from him in the key, and Kentucky couldn't get back defensively. Georgia Tech throws it down with a two-handed dunk. 67-50. That is just body language right there. That's unacceptable. Terrence Clark thought he was fouled. He gave up on the play and quit playing defense as Kentucky had a complete fast break and just wide open, jammed it down behind the defense. Wide open Askew to the left corner. Kentucky ignores him. Instead, pass over to the right wing. As they're going to take a three, they let it fly. They got it from the outside, though. Brandon Boston able to hit down the triple. 67-53, 5.5 remaining. What's good? Referee Javante appreciative, man, for stopping him by. Going to be a huge matchup coming up Tuesday. Luka Garza against the Bigs of UNC. Should be a really good matchup there. Garrison Brooks, Day'Ron Sharp, Walker Kessler, Armando Bacot. The sophomore season for UNC. Three-point shot, Georgia Tech takes it, no good. A rebound by Isaiah Jackson. So he's got his 10th board of the game. Kentucky has it, moves it inside over to Sarr. Sarr backs his way right into the post underneath. Pro Hop puts it up, couldn't finish. As that's a strong rebound right there by Moses Wright of Georgia Tech, able to get a hold of that one. Under 5 minutes left to go. Yellow Jackets able to pull away in this game because they're shooting the ball lights out, 64% from the floor in the second half. Georgia Tech going to float it up. That one's good at the left elbow, knocks it down. 16-point lead here by the team that lost to Mercer and Georgia State. 4:30 left to go. Kentucky at the left baseline. They back their way. Moves it out to the top of the key, Askew. As he dribbles, puts it out the right corner. Boston back over to Askew. Moves it over to the left baseline. Jumper taken. Isaiah Jackson knocks it down. Kentucky's next game is on Saturday at noon Eastern time against Notre Dame. I think that's at 11 a.m. Central there. Welcome to the stream, Jared. Appreciate the man. Tyler here watching the Michigan State game. Michigan State only up by 6 right now against Western Michigan. Western Michigan took Butler right down to the wire, too. 4 minutes left to go. Georgia Tech catch and shoot three. Right corner, and they're making everything in the second half. Knocks it down right there, and that is good. At the right corner by Kyle Sturdivant. Who's 72 right now. 72-55. Kentucky deflects it out of bounds. It's going to, or actually Georgia Tech deflects it out of bounds off the Kentucky pass. It's going to be 3:43 left to go. Yes, this is Kentucky #1 recruiting class they brought in this year. And nothing is translated over. It's just one player today that came to play, and that's it. Terrence Clark came to play to generate the offense as he's responsible for 22 out of the 55 points. Other than that, hasn't really been much. Devin Askew, he only has 1 assist here for a point guard. And just, he doesn't have any shooting confidence when he's only 1 for 2 from the floor in this game. And he's been open. He's had looks, and instead of taking open jumpers, Devin Askew just gives up the basketball instead. So right now, another timeout here. Right now, 72-55. As right now, we'll take a look. Scoreboard update, everybody. West Virginia able to pull out the W against Georgetown, 80-71. San Diego State leading Pepperdine, 65-60. And then Michigan State taking on Western Michigan right now, as Michigan State leads 37-33. So those are a couple of games going on currently. What's good, Thomas? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate it for stopping on by. So yeah, they get the top grad transfer, Olivier Sarr. And nothing has come along with him so far this season. Nothing has translated. He's looking like Kerry Blackshear Jr. last year from Florida, which he was the top grad transfer in the 2019 offseason, and he went over from Virginia Tech to Florida, and nothing really translated for most of the season. And right now, nothing is translating. Nothing is clicking here. And this it's looking like really just immature basketball. They got a game against Detroit Mercy that if you're a Kentucky fan, you might be worried about that game too, against trying to stop Antoine Davis and Detroit Mercy coming up on their schedule on December 15th. Yeah, Detroit Mercy took Michigan State down to the wire and lost by 2 possessions back on Friday. So Detroit Mercy's been a little bit of a shocker so far this year for a team that usually finishes at the bottom of their conference. Still a long way to go. Really long way to go this season. Quick scoreboard update, NFL now. Rams in the final 10 seconds. Going to pull it off against the Cardinals, 31-21. Arizona will drop to 6-6. Giants lead the Seahawks. Shockingly, Seattle with only 12 points. That is it. Even though Russell Wilson has got 232 passing yards. 17-12 Giants lead. Packers up against the Eagles, 23-3. Carson Wentz got benched for Jalen Hurts. And Patriots in the fourth quarter leading the Chargers 35-0. So that's what's going on right now so far. Yep, David Johnson, absolute breakout season he is bound to have. And Carly Jones, what a pickup, man, for the Cards. Carly Jones and Malik Williams is... He's still injured, so it's going to be some time before they get Malik Williams back. Probably around, I'd say, probably like late January into February. They'll probably get Malik Williams back. So they finally have a really good big on the team. But they've just been surpassing expectations big time for the Cardinals. I did not expect Louisville, with as much turnover that they had, losing the entire starting lineup. Did not expect them to go out to the undefeated start and completely just destroy Western Kentucky earlier this week. A team that took West Virginia down to the wire. Hey, what's good, Mr. Paints? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate it for stopping on by, bud. So 72-55 to score, 3:43 left to go. First free throw, Kentucky knocks it down at the line. Jalen Hurts has 60 passing yards. He's only completed 3 passes. He's 3 for 6 for 60 yards. Second free throw, Kentucky knocks it down, 72-57 with 3:30 left to go. Georgia Tech has it inside, and they get another bucket. 36 points in the paint today for Georgia Tech. Thanks so much, Kiara. Appreciate it for stopping on by. Right baseline. Going to take the jumper. That one's up. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Kentucky's going to come down with it, but the clock will stop here. There's also a Georgia Tech player down on the floor right now. So the clock will stop currently. Got any predictions for the next couple games or so? I'm going to take Iowa against North Carolina on Tuesday there. So I'll go Iowa in that game. Yet to come out with a score prediction for this stuff. Let's see here if I could come up one on the fly. I'll say Iowa 78-73 over UNC, and then Duke against Illinois. I'm going to take Illinois in that one. I'll take Illinois 81-75 against Duke for those. I think that Arizona State just needs a defense to make a Final Four run. Because they're going to be in a constant shootout with every single team this season. Like they were battling California all game long earlier this week. But they just need a defense because they don't have like much like rebounding and bigs in their team. That's the only thing. But they're stacked with a trio of guards that they have in the roster. 3:13 left to go right now in this one. If you guys enjoy the stream here, make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well. As I cover play-by-play here, basketball and behind your basketball. Really appreciate all for dropping on by, being a part here today on the channel. Had over 100 people watching. That's impressive here, folks, for being a part here in the stream. So it's going to be Georgia Tech ball coming back here. 3:13 left remaining. As they're up by 17. Yellow Jackets take it past the half-court logo. Sturdivant now with the ball. Sturdivant dribbles towards the right wing. Yes. I'm going to say that both Carolina teams lose on Tuesday in that Big Ten ACC challenge. Over to Michael DeVoe. DeVoe dribbles now at the right elbow as he hands it right back over into the hands of Usher here. Spin move inside. Puts it up. Couldn't finish it, though. They get the offensive rebound. They're going to dribble right back at it. It's a big offensive board by Georgia Tech. Jose Alvarado just keeps on dribbling around the defense here around the perimeter. 2:30 left remaining. Georgia Tech has it, drives inside, leaves it over for the left baseline, passes to a wide open three-point shooter, no good, hit the front rim, rebound Kentucky. Olivier Sarr gets the basketball here off the board, push it up the court here to Mintz, moves over left corner, now inside at the left baseline. As they back their way, turnaround jumper, Jackson, no good, couldn't finish, rebound goes right back over to Georgia Tech as we are down to 2 minutes left. Georgia Tech has it here and just exploding in the second half. 63% attacking, going inside to the bucket instead of taking three-point shots from the perimeter like they did, hitting the front rim quite a bit in that first half, and that's been the difference here in the second half. Georgia Tech, right baseline as they have the basketball. Usher going to take the jumper deep two, no good, missed it. Rebound to Kentucky here in the final minute 35. Wildcats with the ball here, trying to pull in some type of momentum to head into their next matchup on Saturday. As they'll go cutter, and that's good for two. Brandon Boston able to cut there straight to the bucket. Received the pass and put it up and in off the backboard for two. 1:20 remaining. Georgia Tech ball. Georgia Tech has it underneath their hoop here as they got to get it past the half-court logo. They do. So we get the shot and the clock right down to 1:10. Just dribbling the ball around the perimeter. Kentucky won't foul, since it's already a 15-point lead. Georgia Tech has it with a final 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Final minute we're down remaining in this game. Georgia Tech turns the corner, drives inside, and the clock will stop here with 57.5 left to go. That's going to send Kyle Sturdivant to the free throw line. So 57.5 left remaining. First free throw coming up. Georgia Tech knocks it down. That is good. Second free throw, Sturdivant hits that one as well. 76-59 in the final 50 seconds. Georgia Tech's got experience on this team. So this is another Sunday loss for Kentucky against a team with upperclassmen once again. And they came out to play. And once again, forces another turnover right there. That's been the big key in this game why Georgia Tech has been able to go up. Forcing turnovers, 14 steals, by the way, for the Yellow Jackets today. Just carelessness with the basketball for Kentucky. Just passing the ball constantly into traffic. They're going to finish with 20 turnovers here. As Georgia Tech takes a deep three, puts the exclamation point on tonight's matchup. 79-59, and this is not a second-half team at all for Kentucky. Outscored 45-32 in the second half, with 14 seconds left to go. And for Georgia Tech, they are building confidence into their next game here for the Yellow Jackets. They had a slow start. They got a game against Nebraska coming up, which that they would have to build in for Georgia Tech to play against Nebraska, because Nebraska was at the very bottom of the Big Ten Conference last season. That's part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge there on Wednesday. And then for Kentucky, they get Notre Dame in their next game on Sunday. Yeah, I think all these players, if they keep on playing like this, Jason, every single one of them needs to stay for an extra season. Really needs to stay for an extra season. Both of the free throws at the line. Actually, they got 3 of them, so all 3 go down at the line. 79-62. Final seconds remaining in this one, and Georgia Tech going to get the W for this game. So that is the final here, 79-62. As inexperience, carelessness with the basketball, and that was the story today for Kentucky once again. Another sad Sunday for the Wildcats. Once again, in another L against a very experienced squad for another week here, as that is the final in this one. Georgia Tech able to get the W here, as that's their first win of the season. So they lost against Georgia State in 4 overtimes in opening night, and they lost to Mercer by 10. And then here they get the W by 17. So that's a wrap here, folks, for everybody out here for this one. A really disappointing game once again for Kentucky, as that's my 3rd game calling Kentucky this year. And just very disappointing here. The hope, if you're a Kentucky fan in the stream, is that I was in the same place last year. I'm a Providence fan, by the way, and yeah, Providence struggled. They had losses against Long Beach State, Pennsylvania Quakers, and the College of Charleston, and they completely turned it around. It's going to take some time, but what will matter is when conference play begins. So we'll see. It'll begin late December for the Wildcats. As shocking upset once again here by Georgia Tech as they pull off the W 79-62. Before you sign off, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. I'll be off tomorrow here, folks, and then I'll be back on Tuesday for 2 really great games, so feel free to stop on board. The first one looks really great. Iowa taking on North Carolina, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be back for that one. And then we're going to have Duke, Illinois right after that game. So, welcome on the stream, everybody. Really thank you guys for being a part here on the channel once again tonight. Going to sign off, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday here on Behind the Arc Basketball as Georgia Tech beats Kentucky by 17, 79-62 the final.